Welcome to Journey into the Heart. Now, this is a session where I am sharing about ways and practical exercises, practical ways to assist your journey to tune into the heart space. A lot of times we are afraid of just following our heart because one, there might be stuff and knots, emotional knots that we're still holding on, baggage that brings us down, that we close down. Things happen in the past that make us feel threatened, and we are afraid to open up ourselves because of the things that we perceive that might hurt us again. So we close down. Second thing is there are also some of the things that we know consciously, but there are other more unconscious things that we might not know or might not have discovered within us, our heart space. So it does not allow us to move forward, to expand, to open ourselves to all the life possibilities. So I'm here to share what are the ways that we can just start exploring different ways to tune into the heart and expand from there. And I will be sharing the importance of doing so. First few things, two things. First thing is that speaking in terms of the heart, it's always related to the soul, the essence of us. There are a lot of saying like, listen to the heart, follow the heart, because the heart knows and the mind thinks. What the mind represents, the lower mind, represents duality, polarity, black and white, light, dark. Everything is at the end of two spectrum, which is necessary. No one, no good, no bad, no nothing. It is like this. So whenever we're in our mind, and even in the collective mind, not the higher mind, collective mind, we are all accumulated all the past energy of polarities, the good and the bad. And when we come tuned to the heart knows. The heart is one, only one heart. You have left and right hemisphere, but the heart is only one. Oh yes, we have 4 chambers of heart, but it's not fair to say so. But heart represents unity. Heart is the union of your soul. All right. Okay. So why is this important? It's because when you're tuning to your heart, you're speaking from oneness. There's unconditional. It's love. When you tune and you speak from the mind, as from what the past memories, from everything accumulated in the mind, it's based on polarities. Whenever we want to set intention from the mind, we want something this and this happens, but at the consequences, there will always be a positive and negative consequences. When you tune in from the heart, it's pure love, just love. No negative, no positive, it's just it is whatever it is. So that's why it's important. Very, very much important. In terms of electromagnetic power, the heart, it's how many more zillion times powerful, I might have exaggerated. The heart is so much more powerful than the mind. So you get to see when the heart, it's capable to do so much more, to send so much more information, so much more waves of thoughts and love, electromagnetic information than the mind. Why not we use the most powerful version of ourselves? Whew, okay. Very simple. Now, the whole journey to the heart, it's also a preview, and for me to understand what am I going to share, because there will be in-person journey into the heart experience for 3 days. And this is a preview where about what is this 3 days journey going to be about, right? So I have divided into 3 different sessions that we are going to look into, but with two intention. I'm doing this for 2 intention. The first intention is to release whatever that it's inside here, and the body, everything. Release, however, when it's ready to let go. 2 is to expand from the heart space, and then the mind and the body will come itself by itself, the physical manifestation, the reality. So we're really looking within so that we create the reality that the heart desires. That's the intention. The consequence that comes with this is it helps with mental clarity. It helps with emotions release. You're making space for more new experiences with new emotions that you desire, and of course the physical experiences as well, and also helping you with physical awareness of your body and your whatever that you do in your life. So this serves as a foundation for what is going to come for the next experience on journey to the heart. All right, let's start. There are 3 different sessions that I will be sharing. First session is to first get tuned into the mind. So a lot of times when the heart is blocked, it's numb, we can try to do other things to sort of expand the mind, sort to expand the heart, to melt down the knots and the baggages inside the heart. So I personally have tried using movements to do so, and using the mindset, different kind of beliefs and tools like patterns. So I will be using this 2. One is patterns, 2 it's movements, to help getting into that heart space, just making space for the heart, clearing up space, I would say. But of course, there are a lot of more methods, but I'm trying out these different tools so that you can try it out too and see if it works for you. Okay, let's start. So the first one, we will be using patterns and geometries, sacred geometries, and let's start. Now, a lot of times whenever we try to draw patterns or a more personalized or more accurate patterns, we would try to use compass. This is my big compass. You can try to use that. For accuration, that would be the best. That will be a small compass for you. But for now, let's just, if you have rulers, you just use rulers. If you don't have, you don't use rulers. Just get your instructions, no, your tools ready. And for now, I'm sharing here online. It's just the basics one. So we're not getting into the sacred geometry and the platonic solids, but I'm giving you a preview and how is it going to look like. Actually, everything is already here. If you look at the top here, these are the platonic solids and these are the elements. So I'll be sharing about basic patterns, natural elements, platonic solids, sacred geometry, natural symbols, numbers. And I'll be doing that in the most simplest and basic way so that we can get things started, get things rolling on. So let's go into basic patterns. And it always starts with a dot. You might not be able to see it, but there's a dot there. So the dot, there are many perspectives to look at one dot. For example, the ball. So this is a dot, all right? So when you look it from the front, it looks like a full stop. If you look it from a stop, like just exactly a circle, a dot, which is, yeah, from here. But when you look from the other side, it means differently. It still looks like a dot, but it from a different dimensions, it has a different meaning. This is what I'm trying to say. So one, it's a full stop. Two, it is said to be interpreted as the ego by Carl Jung, as a dot, the representation of the ego. And it could also means the sun from different perspectives. And come back to the origin of everything, it means the I am, the consciousness, the 0 point thing. This is where everything originated from a dot or circle. This is where from one energy transform to another energy. Okay, so this is the simplest version that I can say right now. Then we'll move to the circle. Circle, circle, circle. I wish I have a circle, but this is a bigger circle that I have right now. Okay, so the circle represents wholeness, represents oneness, it represents cycles, it represents sun, and no beginning and an end. When you draw a circle, there's how do you know which one is the beginning and which one is the end? It's always continuous. So circles, it's also related to the dot. But when you put them together, meaning a dot a completion. I would wish that the circle is completely circle, but let's just assume it is. So this is the dot in the middle, and this is the circle. All right. So the dot represents the creation, the beginning of creation, and then it extends into the circle. It sounds like the Big Bang of the universe, of how it's created. So the circle represents the wholeness and oneness, right? And this is the symbol of the sun. Okay. Now this is the very basic pattern of everything, and I'm going to share more of it. Let's move on to another basic pattern. You have 1 point here, the beginning of everything, until the second point. Now this represents line. This is the line from one direction to another direction. It can go forever. And what does it mean? It means that it's just a direction. It's a point. It's a moving point. And also, it is one dimension, as you can see. All right. So when we add on another line, I should have drawn here. Now this is a cross. one line intersecting with another line. This is the intersection point. A cross of equal same length, right? It means that the intersection of two lines. One line could be the earth, represents the earth. One line represents the sky. Or one line represents one thing, the other line represents another thing. So this is where how things are interacted. When we have a cross section of data, so this, let's just say, for example, this two person, one person coming into this place, another person coming from another place, and they meet each other in the center point. So there's so many interpretation you can look at, and that's the fun point of using patterns, right? Okay, so now we're going into different patterns. Triangle. A triangle, suppose say it's of equal length. I can't be very precise for now. I just do it as simple as I can. Equal length, and the stability it created shows that triangles creates balance of all three. And this is the upper point represents the ascension, and the down point, a different kind of triangle, represents descension. Okay. Yeah, so this the different meanings of it. Ascension, descension. This is just for the mind, and for those who understand how it works in our universe, because everything here is the basic blueprint of creation life. Suppose they're all of equal length, and this is a square. Square of equal length represents stability, the foundation of life, like the building blocks of houses, the building blocks of many things in life. It also represents earth, so this gives stability and grounding, the structure that we needed. Okay. Then can go both ways, spirals. So if you start from the beginning with inside, you are expanding outwards. It's almost like you are expanding to your higher self. So if you're coming inward, meaning you're going from outwards to inward, you're going back to the origin of the creation. Dots. Very simple. The spirals are represented in different means. They are golden mean ratio, they are Fibonacci sequence, and they are calculated specifically accurately in angles, and yeah, the ratios. Just not do this. Okay. And then the next one would be, I'm sharing this so that you can create your own blueprint using this patterns, okay? If you're still confused. The waves. Now this waves, it's almost like this, but then it's up and down, because, for example, if you know how particles work, how atoms work, it's 99.999% empty space. So they're meaning they're all little particles, they're moving in different directions. So let's just say this one particle has been going in one direction, and suddenly something comes disrupting the energy, and you suddenly move from this part and moving up and down and up and down. So you're oscillating back, forth and back, forth and back. So you're creating waves, just like how sound, lights, electromagnetic, and basically a lot of things works in waves. transmission, radio, signal, water. So these are the basic patterns that I'm sharing. And we'll move on to understanding of natural elements. Now here we have natural elements. We start from fire. Fire is the beginning, the creation of things. When you look at fire and you start to embody fire, how does it usually goes? Fire. It's activation. It's sparks. It makes you propels. It makes you moves. So fire has this energy that brings creation, and in the body, it means where is the fire part in your body? Digestions, the digestive part of your body. And for fire, it represents the ego self. Okay, so this is the patterns that represents fire. And then we're going to the earth. So down to the earth, this represents our body. Body, physical, solid things. All right. In our body, what represents earth is the muscular skeletal system. All right. So this represents earth. Now we'll move to the next one, which is air. It's upwards, right? Because fire is so this is fire. Earth is down on our legs, so it's going down plus the line. Now air is also up here plus the line. It means air. Air is our mental body. It represents the respiratory system and also the nervous system of us. And we go to ether. Ether, it's special. Ether means everything. Everything, consciousness. Consciousness itself is ether. Everything is consciousness. So, yeah. I don't want to complicate it. It's the subtle and etheric thing. Okay. So we're going to the next one is water. Water are usually underground. Water usually underground, or it's like waterfall coming down for downfall. So downfall, it's water. All right, represented by our lymphatic and endocrine system in us. So these are the natural elements. And if you can guess, this is fire, this is earth, this is ether, this is the air, this is water. So these are the colors that are associated with it. And our natural elements are actually a consciousness, a being at itself, for itself. Meaning, you can use these different elements within your body and around you whenever you go to nature, and you can embody that. Just giving you a clue, like for example, you needed to cleanse yourself and you felt like there's too much, it's too overwhelming. What you can do is to invite and ask for example, the water element to have a waterfall fall all over your body and flush down all the tense energy, emotions, thoughts, and it feels like a cleanse. You can use the element to just invite elements to come into your field and clean things up and then bring it all back and to release with love. And you can also ask for earth elements to ground your energy, anchor down to the earth, and invite As you breathe in and then exhale, release all the energy down to the earth. Now, fire elements, it's also the same, where you can invite the fire element within your body, especially when you breathe in, invite all this fire element to release, and as they are burning, to burn away all the subtle energies and release. Ether, you're everywhere. I mean, ether, you can basically do anything with ether. Just breathe, continue with the breath, breathing, your breath work. Yeah, actually, there's one more that I learned is void. Void means nothing. Void means nothing and everything. Like almost like the black hole of the universe. But it's not, it's almost there, but it's not that. So this is void. So we have 6 natural elements that made out of who we are as a human being, as a planet Earth, and the whole universe itself. Okay, so this is about natural elements. And next we will move into one of my favorite. It's called platonic solid. So it's named after Plato, the great Plato. All right, so it's here as well. You start with the tetrahedron. If only I can just bring it up to you. I think I can, but I try not to. Okay, so tetrahedron is, it's supposed to be in 3D. I wish I could show you. So tetrahedron has its own representative as in accordance to the elements. So you can see the color. It represents fire, tetrahedron. Then we go to earth. It's the same. It represents earth because of the stability, because of the cube. It's in the cube shape, hexagon. And then we move to ether, octahedron, represented by 2 pyramids up and down, represented by ether. And then we have dodecahedron, represented by water. Now, every school of thoughts will have different kind of interpretation, but everything is valid. It's just I'm basing this on Atlantean philosophy that I've learned from Matthias Di Stefano. Now, this is dodecahedron linked to water, and icosahedron linked to air. So each of the platonic solids has its own function and yeah, its purpose. And we all are made of all this because these are all found in the sacred geometries, flower of life, state of life, Metatron's cube, which I'll be sharing just a little bit. So tetrahedron connected to creation of life. This is more grounding. This is ether, breath, consciousness, everythingness. Water, it's more flowing. Now, when it comes to this, it has a lot of interpretation, and it would means a lot of different things to different people, to different beings as well. Life force, and then we have icosahedron with emotions because it's air and water. So it's a mixture of both. It's not just one fixed, and we are always interrelated. Okay. Now we will go into sacred geometry. When we are doing this live in person, we will get to draw all of this together. But right now, I'm sharing this so that you know a little bit about something. And I would like to just introduce you to different geometrics so that you can sort of get to know what is all this about. And I will show you on my screen right now because I feel like this is more important to share. Yeah, I have created a guide for this, and if you're interested, you can always request for it. Some with cost, some with no cost. How can I share this? Share. Ah, okay. Let me share part of my thing here. Okay, so this is this sacred geometries. We started with the seed of life. Usually we'll use compass to draw. It's in circles. So it represents one, started from one oneness to another. So seed of life moving to, this is the blueprint for creation. Moving to the egg of life, the 3D version of seed of life, moving to flower of life. And you can find tree of life within the flower of life. It just continues to expand. It doesn't stop here. Moving to the fruit of life, which is also within the flower of life. Metatron's cube is the straight lines that connect it in the circles of the fruit of life. Okay. So these are the examples of the sacred geometry, and then we will move into this is about the platonic solids and the natural elements. And then we'll move to the different signs of symbols, natural symbols and signs of, oh my God, am I, okay. Okay, let me just pull this up together. Now we want to look at the natural symbols of life, and this is the most easiest and simplest and the most fun version because all of us, can I say all of us? Most of us are in love with nature, unless Teddy's. Okay, so this is one representation of the sun. This is also one representation of the sun, and this is one representation of the moon. This is one representation of the moon. Natural symbols, very simple. This, you can draw your snow, you can draw flowers and spiral as well. You can draw trees. Now this is what else? Stars, butterfly. Okay, so all of these are natural symbols, and whatever you like. I know people who really love flowers, leaves, and this is actually flowers, some like big flowers, but represented by sun as well. So you can any kind of symbols that you are resonating with, you can use that. I have one of my favorite, which is this galaxy spirals and spirals. I love spirals. So this is one of my beautiful spirals, which represents the galaxies, the Milky Way, and stuff. So this is what we'll do when we're together. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. We will have numbers. So when we look at numbers, it represents, different numbers represents different things. And also the numbers are linked to the patterns. Now, let me remind you, why are we doing this again? We're doing this because it is to expand the mind and it helps promote mental clarity. For me, I'm just getting things out of my mind and head and heart so that I can make things happen. And this is one of the things that I like to share. So 0, numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3. So how does this link to patterns? 0, it's nothingness. It might be related to circle. It might be related to a dot. Let's just put a dot. 1 represents by circle, monad, the endings and beginnings. This is somehow related, but somehow 0 represents also the I am, because it's the original of everything, the consciousness, the started with 1 creation, 1 cell, one cell, for example. 2 begins with Hey, it's bigger. I'm not a perfectionist, but at least it looks decent, right? No. Okay, so they're not equal. Well, perfectionist. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so this is basic hypothesis from one created into two. Two represents yeah, so two create one create two represents duality. Three triangle, the creation of triangle, the balance of things, the trinity. Four square, five pentagon. I just wish I am growing better. Six hexagon, seven heptagon. Now it's getting more and more complicated. I don't wish to spend more time on this. But so what I'm trying to say is every numbers are represented by different patterns and different meanings. And of course, you can give a new meaning to it. It really up to you. So it continues to different things until octagon, until nonagon, and this is interesting. Number eight. Number eight is related to infinity, represented by octagon, means there are 8 different sides of this same size. Nonagon is 9 different same size. Nonagon. So 8 represents infinity, and 9 is the 9 months of pregnancy. That's the one of the meaning that was given to it. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with the introduction of basic patterns. Yeah, drink some water, take a deep breath. Okay. Now we'll move on to the next one. So we have done with part one, which is the understanding using the mind. And if you're at home, you can definitely search for different instructions to create some of the sacred geometries or different patterns. Start with finding a painting or just writing using compass or not or ruler on the paper or on the canvas if you're comfortable, and you can start drawing. Now this is the flower of life. I'm typing here. Yeah, you can start by I would highly suggest you to start with canvas, compass to start from the center and then move to another and see how it feels for you. Because once you're connected to it, you might feel different things. Different people works differently, so this is just a suggestion. All right, and then we are done with the first part. So your homework, your personal homework is to draw if you wish. If not, let's move on to the next one. The next one is about movement. So movement part is going to be slightly simple to start to begin with. Because we have cleared or we have used some of the tools that involves with the patterns. Remind us, we're doing this because we want to release and expand the heart space. So what we're doing right now is to be clear of all things. While we're doing this, be clear from starting from the mind. Now we're tuning into the body. We're going to the physical side of the body. Okay. So when we do it with the body, first, we will start with finding a comfortable place to stand. And when you're standing, you start to stand with both equal weights on both legs and relax yourself. If you need a stretch, do a little stretching. And I'll give one cue for each of the body activation. First, for grounding part, if you want, you can link it to fire element, no, earth element, which is grounding. Now we can start with imagine or simply draw a square. Imagine a square that you're standing on a square or you're standing within a square, meaning your leg is here. So this is where the square will be. Okay, so find grounding from the square. As you find grounding, you can sway from one side to the other. And once you ground yourself, you can start to invite using the fire element, which is the inverted version of the triangle. From the base of your feet, inverted triangle, can you see that? I'll need this shape then. Okay, so these are the inverted triangle down here, connecting down to the earth. And as you inhale, you're breathing in to the lungs, breathing in to fill up your body. As you exhale, you're releasing your energy down from the legs, down to the earth. And you're inviting this breath as you exhale, release the tension that you have accumulated in the body, let go down to the earth, and just take a deeper inhale a few more times. And exhale. You can either focus on your feet, connection to the floor, or the inverted triangle down from your feet. So this is how you can use the patterns to ground and release whenever you needed it. When you ever needed grounding, you can also invite big square around you to stabilize yourself, to ground yourself. Whichever part that you felt like you needed grounding, can definitely do that. I mean, try and experiment to see how it works for you, because everyone will have different meanings. Because for some culture, it might mean something bad. For some, it's good. So it really depends on you. Don't listen to me blindly. Okay. That means be responsible, okay, for yourself. Then we will go to empowerment. We're coming down as you breathe in. You start to breathe, to scan. I tend to be everywhere whenever I try to share all these things because I'm always everywhere. So right now I'm just bring one focal point from the bottom of your legs, coming up to the knees, breathing in breathing into the legs. Exhale, release down to the earth, breathing in to the knees. Exhale, release down to the earth. Breathing in to the waist, hip. Exhale, release down to the earth. Breathing in to your heart space. Exhale, release down to the earth. Breathing into your mouth, your neck, shoulder. Exhale and release. Now breathing in into your head. Exhale, release. A simple movement that I always love to release, you can also try with shaking. Now this works for many different cultures, many traditions, and many practices, including Qigong. So when you shake, you are releasing the tension point that you have been holding, especially in your joints, throughout your joints. So when you shake, you can invite either your tensioned joints or your whole body So you can do a slight shaking or a vigorous shaking. And once you're done, you just stop. Sense how it feels throughout your body. And exhale. Oops. Okay, coming to the center. Now we will work on the center part of you because we have worked down the lower part of your body. Now we go to the empowerment part of you, which is here. The energy chakra is called solar plexus. A lot of digestion systems are going on here, and a lot of where I can do it energy is stored here as well. Yeah. So let's move into here. We can use this part as the center focus to move in circles. As you move in circles, move in one direction that makes you feel good and feel a little bit of stretch as you go to one side, to the other side. You're stretching this side of your body. Okay, and then move to the other direction. And just feel if there's any crack, any tension. If there is, breathe into this part of yourself. And stop, coming to the center, and exhale. Nice. So this is the empowerment part where a lot of us try to, when we breathe, right? We breathe into the lungs instead of stomach, the diaphragm, the stomach. So try breathing in, expanding your breathing into your stomach, and then it's breathing in, expand your diaphragm, your chest, and then exhale, really contract the chest, contract your stomach. 2 more times, breathing in into your stomach, and then exhale. And then exhale, putting your hands on top to guide your body, how it feels like. To feel how is it like when you breathe in, breathing into the stomach. Expand your chest, and exhale. Okay. So when you pay more attention to this part, and whenever you do core work, it also relates to you strengthening your strength, your core power, your empowerment side within you. So definitely suggest you to do more core work, something simple like this, okay? Because it's, for me, I'm doing in terms of the content of the workshop that I will be doing. So right now I'm sharing like the mini trailer. And this is often, what I'm sharing is often more like a warm-up. Yeah. So now we're going to the heart space. And whenever you open your chest, maybe your hands position at the back. Whenever you open your chest, or you just allow your hands to open up, put it here or put it here. Now you're inviting more space to enter into your chest because we are always contracted. So once we open it, now you are welcoming new energy, more energy to come into your heart space. And it feels really good. So what can you do is you expand the front side of your chest. So you're contracting the back side and then coming in to expand the back side of your body and contracting your front side of the body. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One last time, inhale, exhale. Nice. And check, how do you feel? Is there any difference? Okay. Now we move to the expression. I'm going according to the chakras. So in terms of expression, it's always in the throat. So when we talk about the throat, and it's more about expressing what it is that you wish to say. And let me just erase this. What we'll be doing is suggesting you to use more empowering words. And let's say, for example, I'm just going to give you one example. One is that if you find and you discover there's any limitations within you that you would like to release and let go, let's just say, I realize that speaking and sharing my truth to people, if it's scary for you, like it's scary, okay, just to acknowledge it's scary for me to speak my truth to people. And I acknowledge that fear. And what do you want to release? I release the fear of speaking my truth because I know that speaking my truth will bring growth within me and will allow others and inspire others to grow. So we will be doing more about using words, using humming, and we can do singing as well to help with your expression, to use this part of you, because a lot of us are blocked in one way or another. Okay, now let's move to this part, the intuitive side. The intuitive side of us are related to the third eye, and some of us will pretty much stay related to the pineal gland. So we always have one more eye here. We can have a lot of eyes, but it's just here, the third eye, this is how you can measure it from the tip of your nose to the tip of your chin, and the same length from the tip of your nose, put it up here. So this is your third eye positioned, and it's also linked to the pineal gland, pituitary gland. Okay, so how do you put it into attention? Is first to be aware that there's a third eye there. So when there's a third eye there, you can use the shapes, for example, the triangles. So let's just put a triangle in this space area. Focus the ascension pointing up towards the sky. And you're connecting this triangle from the base of your neck and move up towards your crown. So now you're focusing on, now it can be a 2D or 3D triangle. Let's just not complicate it. Just one 2D. 2D means it's just a simple triangle. Okay, so you're focusing and connecting from this third eye point up to the crown. And so now we're just paying attention to it. We're not doing anything. And when you're using triangle, you're creating more balance and you're creating focus towards where it goes. And you're connecting to the crown chakra. Now you want to invite more clarity into your mind, right? So now we're using this triangle to invite more clarity and into the mind, into the mental body. And when we talk about mental body, it also means air, right? So you like to invite the air elements to come and clear off the smoky area in the mind, mental forms, and allow all of us to see things clearly, to have more space for clarity for our thoughts, and to receive the data, to receive codes, to receive whenever we are exchanging, to receive things that are in alignment with our highest purpose. So these are the things that I'll be sharing through movements, through shapes, through elements, through geometries, and natural symbols and colors. And it really depends on you how it works, how well it works. Okay, so we have done with part 2 and we're going to part 3. For part 3, we are focusing on connecting hearts. Connecting hearts meaning we will be, it works super best when we have people around us, human beings together, and we're exchanging our hearts from heart to heart, and we are allowing each other to feel our heartbeat, to feel our emotions when you are able and when you're open to do it. So the best thing to connect to our heart that we can do right now is actually to use our hands, any hands, and then just to put it on the heart space. Now, you have different places for the heart. Let's say I'll just use me. Now, the heart is on the left side, right? So you have lower heart chakra and higher heart chakra. So you put it right in the middle of your heart and start putting attention into your breathing. As you breathe in, close your eyes. You realize that your chests are expanding as you inhale. As you exhale, your chest relaxes. And then just keep on a couple more breathing here. Breathe as deep as you can down to your stomach. If you can, if not the diaphragm. Nice. A lot of times when you're trying to listen to your heart or follow your heart, you might ask, like, how do I know whether this is from my heart or not, right? The one way to do it, which I learned it from Drangolo Melchizedek and from his course, you start by bringing attention to tune in from the mind, and as if you're this thought in the mind and you're constantly in the mind, now you're inviting this ball of light to enter, to descend through your neck, through your throat, and down to your heart space. It's almost like you're taking an elevator down. So when you're down in your heart space, you just stay there. Find any place that you can feel, sense, or see when you're in a heart. When you're in a heart space, you're in the physical heart space and an energetic heart space. All right. So one way to tune into the heart space is to invite this ball, this down to the heart space and stay there. And whenever you find yourself coming back up, you're invited to stay in the heart again by using breathing and exhale. And whenever you're doing hands related exercise in the upper body exercise, you are actually using and activating the heart center, because this hands and limbs are all related to the heart. When you're drawing or writing from the heart space, it's all related, all I'm saying. Okay. So this is one simple tip that I can share. And how about embodiment of the heart? If you can, you can imagine a circle that is circling around your heart space, circling around your heart. And now, see, sense, feel this circle is expanding as you keep breathing in, expanding within your heart space, and then growing bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, then until it surrounds the whole body. And as you exhale, you're exhaling the energy around the circle and inside and around the circle. Now, the circle acts as a boundary for you, acts as a protection, act as a biofield energy within you. It's also a part of you. And you can invite whatever energy that you want to feel within the circle. And to invite any energy that you want to release, is to let it go with your intention from the heart space. What would you like to release? And what would you like to invite? Now, while you're doing that, invite the central spine of yours. Invite and imagine one tube coming from the top of your head down through your body and down to the earth. And this tube of light coming down from the top to the down to the legs, it's constantly connected to the sky and to the earth. Now, this is one way that you are receiving energy from the sky and from the earth. And when you're ready, you can also feel one more line coming through at the back of your spine, going through the back, the lower back, the middle back of your body. And you can start to feel the stability of this cross inside you, exact same length, same diameter, and it creates a square around you. So you're inviting more stability within your biofield. So now you have a circle and a square around you. Even if it's challenging to visualize or imagine, you can just say it out with an intention and it will happen by itself. And thank you for being there. Thank you, the circle. Thanks for the square. And also the triangle on your head for focusing, the triangle down, the triangle upwards towards the sky, and then the triangle, inverted triangle down towards the earth for grounding and releasing. Now you're constantly connected to these shapes. And you're open to receive whatever that you needed to receive. And to release the energy. So you're constantly releasing and receiving. You're constantly releasing and receiving. Releasing could be something that does not serve you, or it could be love. When you receive, you are receiving love and receiving the energy that you are energize you, love that energize you, and you're constantly exchanging the energy with around you, surrounds you. And you can always do this in nature, in trees, with trees. I constantly exchange energy with trees because nature really just helps us. Or whenever you are, exchange the energy with the earth or the sky. So this is a part where you see your heart as the center of giving and receive, and it creates constant exchange of energy. I wish I could share you this way. This is your heart space. You're breathing, as you breathe in, you breathe into your heart. There's a tube around you. As you breathe in from the earth and the sky, coming down to the center of the heart. As you breathe out, you exhale to the circle or square around you. So you're breathing into the center, breathing out through the circle, breathing into the heart center, exhale, relax. Now there are a lot of things that you can play with, you can experiment with, and whenever you are in a situation where you feel like you needed to just refresh yourself, you needed to just release and let go, feel free to use all these basic shapes and waves. So in terms of movement, you can definitely move it in accordance to the shapes of the movements. So let's say waves, right? If you needed to relax your body, like soften up, just start with simple waves to the side and to one side, to the front and to the back. So these are the simple movement that we all can use. Or the circle, move one side to another side. Use the hand to draw a circle, one side to the other side. Okay, so this is what I'll be sharing for today. I'm very thankful for your presence here with me. And if you have any feedback, just let me know by commenting or texting me if you know me. And I would share more information about the 3 days workshop, which we will dive into more intense and more detail into these different practices. Well, thank you for being here, and I wish you a wonderful life ahead.